welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we are back with another Blindside Creations. This time, Blindside Creation number 12. This is going to be fun. This is actually brought to us by Marcy Bracelets. Mars Bracelets? Not sure how to say it. She's from the Netherlands, so there's a good chance that I will butcher the name altogether, but obviously she makes some pretty cool stuff. Go give her a follow. That would be kind of cool. Let's take a look and find out what she has sent me. It is number 27046. Oh, that's kind of cute. That's definitely different from anything I normally do. So it's 5 strings, 5 colors. Is it got the little outside diamonds always throw me off on this. So, okay, it's Windows Shift and S to give us the little thing that allow us to copy some of this. Huh. That's really interesting. So yeah, it just has little dots out here. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those colors and the white. So the white's going to get used a whole bunch here. All right, so let's bring that into our program over here. I'm using GIMP. You could use Photoshop or whatever image manipulation thing you like. Let's see, we need the rotation tool. And we rotate that 90 degrees. So these things seem to be going this way. Let's flip it. Yeah, make it go the other way. Cool. All right, and now we'll use the scale tool, make this thing bigger so we can better see what we're working with. Zoom out a bit. Let's move this up here. Actually, I think we need to make that even bigger still. I thought it was huge, but that's obviously not the case. All right. There we go. So that's kind of interesting. So these colors are kind of close to each other. So I think we're going to change that up a bit. Trying to see where to put the center at. If we put it like that, yeah, if we come through this line right here. All right, let me anchor this layer. And okay, so if we use white and we have to change anything, that's always a problem. So I like to change that at least a little bit. We'll use sort of that right there instead of the white. I mean, we might use white strings to color it in, but for the purpose of making patterns, I don't think it makes sense to use white. So this is just going to do a zigzag all the way up. That's easy enough. And we'll see if we can maybe do a change at the top up here. Yeah, maybe. Wait. Yeah, let's do something like this. I like that. It'll just suddenly change direction. So it's gonna change a little bit how it starts. This should be a quick, easy bracelet. There's not very many strings to it. It's gonna be one of those ones that's kind of weird to do the kumi loop, but if you go back a while back and take a look, I do have a video for that. So yeah. It just kind of makes it so the pattern isn't really super consistent is all. All right, I guess if we follow the rules that I always talk about, we do the easy part first by just actually putting in the underlying strings. It'll make later on easier still. So let's do that. So this will be a kind of easy as far as like the intermediate bracelets go, but at the same time, this is not the kind of bracelet that a beginner new to knots would necessarily kind of jump in on. Um, there's a lot of zigzags going on, and unless you've kind of mastered tension and stuff, this would be a problem for somebody who's really just starting out. So just a heads up, anybody who's looking for something, just because I say it's easy, does not imply that it's, you know, something that the beginners will enjoy. It's easy in the sense that there's fewer strings, it'll take less time to make it. So that's the part that, plus it kind of really repeats itself a lot. So that makes it easier. You don't have to like keep watching the pattern so closely. It just, once you kind of get on a roll, it'll keep doing that. Well, it'll do it for a while, and then it's going to change because we're going to actually make it flip at the center to make it just a little bit more interesting. All right, so now let's play with colors. Let's do just a nice red. We'll go through like part of the rainbow. There's be what, 4 more colors? So yeah. So these just come in to this and do that. Neat. So that's all we know that the string does so far. That's it, right? So, okay, the next one we'll do is an orange. That looks pretty good. And we can see that like the next one along, right? Each one of these, it starts out from out here. Does these. Now notice, I'm not worrying about which direction these strings go down here yet. I kind of want to see how the pattern builds and try to make it follow along in the same kind of way. So we'll figure this out kind of as it proceeds. All right, so that's 2 of the colors. Next one is will be a yellow. That looks good. This yellow from down here. Yeah, I like working out patterns myself. Sometimes when I've looked at things from the websites and they try to dictate the directions and stuff, they don't necessarily make the most sense. So I like to do it myself and see if I can't make it as easy as possible for myself to actually work these things out. So this is our 4th color. So that means the one that comes after this should be the red again. So now the trick is to see how this string here will get up there. And actually, it looks like it's pretty easy. Oh, whoops. I'm like, suddenly it looked wrong. I'm like, oh, because I'm in the wrong spot. That's why. Because it bounces here, 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 down to that here and there. Interesting. If they all do that, then the pattern should be pretty easy to work itself out. That's kind of cool. So, okay, so the next one is the orange. It just follows this, this, this. I don't know why. Every once in a while, when you go to paint, it just goes completely wonky. So I don't know where these colors are going to end with. The one thing I can say though is the whites on this one, you definitely have to have those cut long. I mean, I cut all my strings long, but this gets used all the way throughout the whole pattern. The rest of them, probably not so bad. But for sure the white is going to be a thing. Oh, I didn't finish the orange. I'm like, why does this look weird? There we go. So, in a way, these little diamondy things here is almost like an arrowhead. And I have to say, like, out of all the different ways of doing arrowheads, it's probably like my least favorite way of doing it. Um, just a personal preference thing. It's not that it's wrong or oops or whatever. It's just not my favorite way of doing things. But in this instance, I think it's kind of cute. We'll see how the actual bracelet turns out. I'd have to figure out what colors to use. I don't know. I have to go to the airplane trolley and just pull out some stuff until I find something that really strikes me. I might go with the white, for the outer part because that's a fun neutral to sort of play with. But I don't know about the other colors. Everybody says that I like lean hard on like orange and reds. So maybe I'll try something. Maybe I'll try greens or something. I don't know. Or blues. I could see this with some blues. That'd be cute. There. Oh, and we are basically to the last one. Cool. So yeah, see how because we put in the whites already, like kind of it kind of made it so that way we could see what paths were available, and it just sort of makes these things easy, you know. If you kind of just get the things out of the way that you can, the rest it just falls into place. So this direction so far, we are fine. We still have some like filling in down at the bottom that I'm kind of like a little nervous. Should be all right. I should be able to look at the examples above and see what I'm doing, but there we go. All right, so down here, um, this one goes this way. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, just the other direction. All right, next is the yellow. And then the orange. That wasn't so bad. There's our bracelet. All right, now Control C, Control V to copy and paste it. The flip tool lets me flip that over. And then the move tool, I can bring that down here. And wow, I lined that up perfectly, like first try. Like that's, wow. Oh, wow. There we go. There's our bracelet. It's a little, the colors look a little muddy because of like how the white isn't really a white or whatever, but um, you can totally see how it cycles through the colors, and that's actually going to be really, really cool. All right. Well, thank you for watching this long. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters who make all this stuff possible. And thank you to Mars Bracelets for sending me this challenge. This was fun. So yeah, thank you guys very much. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.